So I just wanted to say a couple words because I feel like when other people are brave and they speak and they share, I feel like it is my duty to also share and be visible. And I also think over the years, as a trans person and as an organizer, the way I have been visible, both because of my own choosing and because of transition, has really changed. And so I guess I just wanted to share, before we close out with our last performance artist, a little bit of my journey in terms of being visible. And I also just feel like part of our visibility is, and folks raise this, about thinking about our health in all these different ways: our mental health, our physical health, our spiritual health, our emotional health, our financial health as a community. And every day is Trans Day of Visibility for us, or for many of us not. There are many people in our community who don't feel they can be visible or don't want to be visible. And I also think that it's important for us to know that as a community, being visible doesn't mean that we always can see each other. There are many times I might walk in a room and might not even be seen by my own community, but part of being trans or gender non-conforming or intersex has been about being willing to see myself, no matter what anybody else wants to see. My whole life, everybody wanted to tell me what I was before I wasn't. When I was young, everybody told me I was gay they told me I was a lesbian before I came to that place myself. And so I thought, no, I couldn't be. And then I realized I was, or that's how I was at the time, and I identified. And at that time in my life, being visible, I didn't have a choice. I was a female masculine person. And so wherever I went, everyone just assumed my sexuality, and in some ways my gender, I guess, that I was a woman and that I was a gay woman. And I think my visibility has shifted over the years, in part because as I've learned to embrace my gender and what it means to be male or female or both or neither or everything or nothing. And I guess I just want to say to people who don't feel visible or aren't sure what that means for them, that it's a journey, that there might be days that you don't feel seen, but that's also part of why we have this space here together and why we have community, is so that we can feel reflected in our stories and in our journeys. And I will say, as I physically started to change in some of my transition, the way I was visible was different. People suddenly saw me as an uneducated black man, as a threat, in a different way than when I was a young black girl, as a lesbian. But no matter which way you shook it, there was no room to be who I was in any of those boxes. As a young black lesbian, I didn't feel that way. As I transitioned and came out as a trans man, I felt boxed into what a man was supposed to be and who a man is supposed to be and how a trans person was supposed to act. And I realized that for me, being visible was just about being myself. I wasn't actually trying to be anything else other than that. And for me, the greatest thing about being visible now is being able to feel like I can wear my hair long, and I could never wear my hair long
jealous.
before. It's fake. But my wife did it. But I could never do this before. I never felt secure in my visibility because I felt my only experiences as a woman were threatening, was being violated. I felt being a woman was disempowering, and so I felt there was nothing powerful about being a woman. Boy, was I wrong, and I realized how wrong I was. But as a young girl, I was just really disempowered. And as a trans person, as I've grown up, and as I had come out as a trans man, I also realized that my gender is not just a masculinity, that I actually feel visible and want to be visible as a trans person who also identifies as a woman. And I think for me, I tell people my pronouns are he and she and they, and I don't know what it means to be visible. I don't know how people read me or how people perceive me. My whole life, people always just put whatever they wanted to on me. And I think it's taken my whole life to realize that I don't have any control over what anyone's gonna see. I have control over who I am and how I see myself, and self-determination is the most powerful, beautiful thing that trans and gender non-conforming people live out. Whether you medically transition or however your transition looks, to be able to know that you are something that the whole world wants to tell you you aren't, like you are visible. We are visible. Part of that then might be why we get violence and acted on us, because we're doing something that other people don't feel they can do. It's not brave to step out of the box. It's not okay to step out of the boxes.
But we're doing it.
But we're doing it. And we've lived our whole lives doing it. I've always lived my whole life doing that. And so I guess I just want to, I appreciate folks who are in this room. I appreciate how brave and beautiful and strong our community is. But I also, I guess, just want to end by saying, I hope that we also could just take care of each other. Because through my journey and my transition, I was very depressed. I was very isolated. If it wasn't for organizing and activism, I would not be here. I would not think that anybody else like me was in this world. I would think that there was nowhere for me. But I realized that I am worth it. I do deserve it. That I'm here because my sister is here. Because my people are here. And that helps keep me here. A week ago to this year, Malik Brockington, who was a young black trans man, took his life. In the last year and in the last many, many years, in all of our lifetimes, we've lost so many people. And Jennifer said it earlier about the statistic about suicidality in our communities, in our trans and gender nonconforming and intersex gender variant communities. And I just want to say that that's part of our journeys too, that is something that we face every day, living in a world where you might not feel valued, in a world where people you love and respect are taking their lives because they feel there's no hope. And so I guess I just want to say, one thing I want to be visible about is us taking care of our mental health, of our whole bodies and our whole spirits, and knowing that we are worth it, we do deserve it, we are loved, we are beautiful, we are powerful. If you don't feel like you are seen for who you are, know that that doesn't mean that that's not who you are. That is who you are. So I just wanted to say that, and I want to close out by welcoming back in Miss Lady Diva Shanae Smith, who is our, I mean, she opened it up, and I think it's only right for her to take us back out in the powerful way that she does, and to celebrate our Trans Day visibility. So can we get a round of applause, and I will turn up the music as loud as I can, Shanae, for this last one.